All right, here's an example that's similar to what you're going to be doing on your assignment. It says you're buying a car for $21,000 and its value can be modeled by this formula. X is the age in years, and you're taking out a payment plan for 5 years at 6% interest. So all that information is going to come up throughout the process here. First up, what's the car worth when it's 5 years old? All right, well, we've got a formula that tells us about the car's value, and X is the age in years. So we've got we're going to plug in 5 right here, 5 years old, in for X. And I'm going to do that in Desmos, 21,000 times 0.77 to a power, shift and 6, caret button on the keyboard, and I'm using 5 years. And there you go. It's going to be worth $5,684. And that's it. I'm also going to show you how to do it in the calculator. If you do have a calculator, 21,000 times 0.77, caret button for power to the 5th. Should be getting the same thing. We are, so we're good to go. Okay, so that's how much that's going to be worth in 5 years. That's not a very good car if it's only worth that much in 5 years. But cars do lose value quick. All right, how much did you pay in total for the loan after all payments were made? Well, you bought it new for $21,000. You took out a payment plan for 5 years, 6% interest. So again, I'm going to go to Desmos first. 21,000 times 1 plus the interest rate as a decimal. Now that was 6%. So 0.06. Those of you that do with that, take the percent, divide by 100. That's how you get your decimal. Number of times we're going to pay interest is 12. And I'm going to shift 6 again, power. And it's 12 times the number of years for the power. So 5-year loan, 12 times 5 up here. See how the times 5 big again? I don't want that. So let's see up here. Make sure that the power, both of those numbers are the power. All right, that cost me $28,325. $28,000. So we'll get to that. I'm going to compare these two numbers in a second. You bought the car for $21,000, so it's expected. It's going to cost more than that when you pay out the interest. Just so you can see it in 21,000 times 1 plus 0.06. 21,000 times 1 plus. Look at this alpha y equals deal. The interest rate there. Caret button for power. 5 times 12. Now the calculator, I didn't really have to put parentheses. I put both those as a power. And you get the same answer, so we're good to go. All right, so think about that for a second. You pay $28,000 in 5 years for this vehicle. It's worth $56.84. Just something to think about. So how much is the car worth after 5 years? I probably should take that out. It's the same thing as A. You already did that. Let's just take that out of there. How much less is the car worth after 5 years compared to when it was new? Okay, well, when it was new, it was worth $21,000. Now it's worth $684. That's a difference of $15,316. Right. Vehicle lost $15,316 in value. That's a lot. Divide your answer from A by your answer from B. This is the percent of what you paid your car is worth. We'll follow the directions and we'll talk about it. Divide your answer in A, 5684. Your answer B, 325. See what you get. 684 divided by 325. And that's to make it a percent. It's worth about 20%. So it's about 20%. So this is the percent of what you paid your car is worth. You paid $28,000 for a vehicle that's worth $5,600. I mean, in reality, that's what happened. You paid $28,000 for something that's worth $5,600. Now we got to have cars. It's hard to get around without them. It's hard to get to work without them. But some cars hold their value better than others, and new cars lose value fast. So, there's something to be said about finding a good used vehicle. I'm not saying you have to, but there's some value in that. But think about this: you paid a pile of money. You paid almost $30,000 for something that's worth 20% of that. Cars are not good long-term investments. So, if you're thinking about buying a really expensive vehicle because it's cool, that's fine. But just keep in mind, in a few years, it's going to be pretty much worthless, and you've sunk a pile of money into it that you're never going to see again. Whereas you put money in a house or something like that, the money you put into there, the house is only going to go up in value. So it's something to think about. When you're putting a huge amount of money in something, make sure it's something that's going to hold its value. But that's what you're going to explore throughout this assignment is this whole idea of how much do you pay for a loan for something, and then what's it really worth once you've paid it off? Once you've paid this big pile of money, what do you got to show for it? You got something worth $5,600. So the other ones are a little more realistic. This one's probably drops its value a lot faster than a real car would, but the other ones are realistic, and you'll get a chance to see how fast they really do lose their value.